Hi Capricorn, my LGBTQ family. I just want to say these are your couples readings for Valentine's Day and beyond. There will be a little offer attached to this later, but for now, I wanted to bring some representation in for us because around this time of year we kind of get pushed to the back. So I just wanted to bring you something. Unfortunately, there won't be anything for the couples. I'm hoping to put out a master video, like one big video for you guys as a collective. But these are for those of you that are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment. Maybe you're just newly seeing somebody and you want to see where it's going from here. And also, as I say, I wanted to bring some representation in. So these are your readings. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So we've got the High Priestess and the Empress for the ladies. We have the Hierophant and the Emperor for the gents. So you should be able to find your partnership in there somewhere, all right, in all of those cards. So I'm going to give these a shuffle, and then we're going to get stuck in. So for your... So for your first triplet, this is the health of the relationship. You have the Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles, right? And so it's a very interesting combination because it suggests that this is kind of like you've gone through a whole process of really allowing things to unfold in, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's like in terms of the health of the relationship, it's gone from being about the internal stuff to being about the external stuff. I also feel like one of the biggest considerations for you guys at this moment in time might be about your living situation. So where you live, how you live there. It also suggests that a lot of you have been going through a process of refining the relationship to reach greener pastures, let's say. Now, this isn't about stepping out on the partnership or anything like that. What I'm talking about here is the challenges that you've overcome sort of personally have only sort of served to make the relationship better. And it's funny because although there was a similar message in the hetero readings for Capricorn, for you guys, I actually feel like there's been a really profound shift or process into coming into yourself, right? So maybe this is accepting your relationship, maybe it's having that relationship be accepted by people around you. It's like you've gone through a really powerful process of catharsis, and I think this has only really served to make you a stronger version of yourself, which is great, right? If you can do that within the confines of a relationship, then you know that the relationship is working. Now, in terms of your blessings, you've got the Judgment card, okay, with the Two of Wands, nice, and the Page of Swords. And so what this tells me is one of you in your relationship seems to be either very successful, and that's not to say that you're both not very successful in different ways. It's just to say that one of you seems to be very successful and maybe has played the assistive role in helping you sort of move forward in some regard. And, you know, what I love about this is that there's a mutual support, but there's also, this is where you're starting to see the blessings, right? This is where you're starting to see the tangible rewards. And for some of you, this might have been a pivot in the relationship. It might have been a different sort of direction that things sort of open up for you. It may also, you know, in terms of the blessings of the relationship, it may also be that on a material, on a financial level, things have now started to really regulate or get better in some regard. Things have really started to improve for you in a way that feels tangible. That Page of Swords with the Two of Wands also kind of says to me that in terms of the blessings of the relationship, you've been given a chance to really speak your mind or to explore ideas that have been important for you to explore, and they've also paid off. It's kind of like your partner's given you the time and space to figure something out. And by doing so, you've managed to sort of knock something out of the park, which is fantastic, right? Now, when it comes to the lessons of the relationship, you've got the Queen of Wands, okay, interesting, with the Star card, nice, and the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, look, as lessons go, they could be harder, right? Now, that being said, one of the things that I will say to you is I think one of you has been a little bit either too trusting or naive previously. And now this isn't in the relationship. I feel like your partner has gone through the process of saying, look, you're actually too kind, or you're actually too, you give too much of the benefit of the doubt, or, you give away too much, whatever that might mean. There's a sense here that that's been a part of the lesson, right? Is that you Capricorn are probably very open-hearted, or maybe your boundaries are very strong or very firm, and your significant other's boundaries are not as firm, they're not as tight, because they're a bit more optimistic than you, because they're a bit more happy-go-lucky, or a bit more, what's the word? Like happy-go-lucky, because, this is the Star with the Wheel of Fortune, right? That's one of the most fortunate combinations you can have. So when I see this as a lesson, I'm like, one of you has had to really grow up in the relationship. And I think that's been the lesson, right? Is that you've learnt patience with each other while you figured things out, which is brilliant. Now, when it comes to your... I just feel like you've maybe had to teach your partner to have firmer boundaries and to be a bit less forgiving, or a little bit less sort of altruistic. All right, I'll say that. Now, in terms of the future of the relationship, you've got the Ten of Wands, you've got the Seven of Cups, okay, and you've got the Six of Pentacles. The one thing that I will say to you about these cards, there is a little bit of a flip-flopping energy in there. And so I do want you to be a little bit extra mindful, whether this is, what you want as a collective, or whether it's one of you is trying to, get something sort of moving. The reason I say this is because you've got the Ten of Wands, that's the release of burdens, but it's also the moving of things from one place to another. You've got the Seven of Cups, that's too many options. You've got the Six of Pentacles, or the back and forth. And so what really sort of shows up for me that I'm, a little bit concerned about is it looks like you're flip-flopping, right? So it's like you're either all in on something and then you change your mind. As a collective, you need to make a decision and stick to it. This isn't about the relationship. This is about something that you are trying to do either, for or with yourselves. Maybe it's a purchase. Maybe it's like, 1 minute you're in, 1 minute you're out. Pick a lane and stick to it. Once you do that, everything else will fall into place to support whatever decision you make. That's how the universe works. But all the while that you're flip-flopping, you're sending mixed signals out into the universe, into the energy, and that's what you're going to get back. All right. So here, in terms of the future of the relationship, whatever you're trying to get off the ground, you need to make a solid decision as to what it's going to look like. All right. The rest will fall into place. So I'm going to take your central line out. So what we're going to do here is explore your central theme. So you've got the Seven of Cups, the Star card, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Swords, right? So as many of you will remember, I used to offer a lover's spread reading. And this is for couples, partnered, married, long-term commitment, those of you that have just started dating someone, or maybe you've got somebody that's an intended. It's a lot more in-depth than this, and it looks at you guys and your compatibility. So if you want to find out all about your relationship and you want to explore it at a deeper level, you can get that. This is a recorded video. There's a link in the description box below, and I will perform your reading for you and I will send it to you. So with that said, your central theme, Six of Swords, Two of Wands, the Star, and the Seven of Cups. This, as a central theme, Your message is that you are moving into the greatest era of prosperity and luck that you've ever experienced, both in the relationship and out of it. And so your central theme is that you can't really pick a wrong destination. You can, however, delay yourself if you're trying to follow too many things at once. So the central theme here is really about guidance and discernment, which really is just about knowing what is actually for you, right? This is the time to make some decisions, Capricorn, in and with and through your partnership. But it's also a time for you to embrace being okay with, because, you know, when you say yes to one path, the other path automatically closes down. You got to be okay with that. All right. You're just going to have to find a way to be okay with it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic time of it. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.